An error, okay, and then try again. Okay, I think we're live. It says all the platforms are running.
Cool. Just gonna double check on my side. Yeah, that looks good. Nice. So guys, as everyone's trickling in, get comfortable. We're just about to start. Just a couple of technical nuances we got to get sorted before we get straight into it. And it gives you plenty of time to sit and relax, get nice and cozy.
Hello from Switzerland, Riedel. How's it going? Hi from Toronto, by the way.
Hey, local for you, Nils.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, me from Toronto, and Rido is from Switzerland.
Ah.
How's the weather today in London, Omar?
Yeah, it's not too bad. Slightly, for all of you British people, I know it's coming off the icy cold temperatures, which is nice. You're getting a break from that.
Manchester in the house. Hey, Neil. Hey, Eddie from... I can hear you guys well. Oh, Eddie is also from Switzerland. Surrey, Poland. Hi, Olena. Hey, the mature skin educator. So we're just going to give it maybe another minute or two before we head over into the actual program for today. Canada, Web Present TV. Well, Canada, where are you based? Web Present TV. Toronto as well. I'm in Toronto. Chicago.
We've got companies and individuals as well. That's kind of cool, I have to say.
Yeah. Lincolnshire. I hope I said that right. Denmark. Hi, Miko. Welcome, welcome. Montreal. Okay. Romania. Cosmin. Nice to have some fellow Romanians in the house. I'm not Romanian, but two of our founders at Brizy, they are Romanian, so it is great. What do you think, Omar? Are we good to go live? 12:03 in Canada, so it sounds like everybody is ready to do this.
Yeah, let's give it maybe another 2 minutes and then jump straight into it. Guys, while we're waiting, just get comfortable, as we said. This is going to be a jam-packed session, lots of information. So you know the drill, strap in nice and tight.
California, hello. Louisiana, Colorado, Paris, France, bonjour, bonsoir. Luffy wants this t-shirt. Okay, noted. Peru. Germany, but southern Italy. Guten Abend, guten Nachmittag, hallo. Missouri. Norway. Geez, we have around the world.
Amazing.
Can you estimate how long you will be? We have planned to do the exact hour. If we run a little bit over with Q&A, we consider that acceptable. If you then have to jump off, no problem. We'll record the entire session. So, if there's anything that you were asked and we didn't get to the question, we'll get back to you, or you can just watch the recording. So that should be good, but we're planning for 1 hour.
We're good to go, by the way, Nils.
Good to go? All right, let's do it. Well, welcome everybody. It is very nice to have you here, and thanks for joining us. We're going to do a really quick round of introductions before we jump into today's topic, which is designing a killer landing page in under 20 minutes. Omar, do you want to go first? Quickly introduce yourself, let the folks know what you do, what Glorify does, give a high-level overview.
Yeah, absolutely. So some of you guys may know I'm Omar Farouk, co-founder and CEO of Glorify. We're an AI-powered graphics design tool for all of your marketing assets. You can create banners, ads, presentations, social media posts, you name it, both graphic images and also short form videos, which is really cool. And you can do this at scale. You know, what's unique about Glorify is that we have an infinite canvas. So it's not like other design tools where you're working on one design at a time. And we've got tons to show you today. So really excited.
Cool. Well, for myself, I'm Niels. I'm handling growth and basically all the strategic partnerships at Brizy. Brizy, we brand ourselves and we are a platform agnostic site builder. I think somebody already mentioned in the comments, hey, aren't you guys a WordPress-based plugin for creating websites? You are not wrong on that. This isn't what we're going to show you today. We actually have 4 different platforms where Brizy is available. We have a WordPress plugin, which is a page builder that allows you to create websites, landing pages with a couple of clicks in WordPress. Then we have a cloud-based product, which is similar to think Wix and Squarespace, but white labelable. So if you're an agency owner and you want to give your clients a powerful tool to create websites at scale, you can use Brizy Cloud. We are days away from launching Brizy Shopify. So if you are an agency that creates shops in Shopify, you can then use Brizy's builder, and the UI UX is actually every time the same. You will be able to use Brizy's builder in Shopify. And last but not least, for our enterprise customers, we have an on-premise solution, which is called Brizy Local. So you are able to create websites, landing pages, basically on your own server infrastructure. Now, for today, I'm going to go into full screen mode for a second. What we're going to cover today is designing a killer landing page in under 20 minutes. It's going to take us an hour to do this in under 20 minutes. I know that sounds illogical, but of course, there's going to be a little bit of back and forth, and we show you some cool tools that Brizy and Glorify have. To give it away, we're actually going to try rebuilding this page over here. Guess what? This is the page if you signed up, if you're not just joining the live stream. If you sign up on Brizy's website, this is the actual page we're going to create today. And we're going to show you how that can be done in little or no time with both of Glorify and Brizy's tools. The agenda, we'll go over a little bit on how you actually create a draft landing page in Brizy. We'll then go over into Glorify, and Omar is going to show you on how you can generate assets with Glorify that you then use to perfect the design that you drafted up in Brizy, and then actually get it ready for client publication and to show it to the world, to submit it to your client, whatever the use case might be. With that said, I'm actually gonna show you something which we had to think about a little minute, whether you want to do a live demo with a product that is still in beta. But we decided, hey, why not? It tends to work really, really well. So hopefully during my demo, this is not gonna get messed up. I actually want to show you Brizy's AI builder. And keep in mind that this isn't officially launched yet, but we'll make this tool available to our agency partners as well as to our enterprise partners on the Brizy side. And so I'm going to show you really quickly how Brizy's AI builder works in a few clicks, how you can very, very quickly actually spin up an individual landing page. Then I'm going to give you an overview of what Brizy's dashboard looks like, what your actual user interface, where you edit your landing pages or your websites, what that looks like on the Brizy side. And then I hand it over to Omar, and Omar is actually going to go in and show you the AI power of Glorify. Now, keep in mind, this is in beta, even though it looks like it is not. It is in beta, so if the code comes up a little jumbled, I apologize in advance. I've tested it this morning. It looks really, really good. But imagine now that one of your agency customers comes to you and says, hey, look, I have a long beard. I am thinking about starting a barbershop. You can then, in the AI of Brizy, select barbershop as a category. As a next step for your client to say, if you already know their site name or what the brand is going to be called, you can just enter it here. If you want the AI to offer you some ideas and give you some initial ideas on what a cool name for a barbershop would be, Core Groom, Heaven Groom, Razor Flex. I like this one. You just select Razor Flex, and then you click on Build Website. And on a good day, it takes less than 10 seconds for you to create an initial draft of a custom website in Brizy. You saw how quick this was. It's a full basic landing page, which has it actually recognizes my IP address and sees that I'm Toronto based. So it spins up very, very quickly a basic concept site. If you say, okay, well, I'm really not in love with this site, let me redo the entire page. You can do that, or you can redo individual sections of the site. So for example, if you like the color scheme, but you don't like the font so much, you can change the typography, etc. Now, the important part to note down here is that after this, it actually takes you into editing and publishing the site with Brizy. And this is what I'm going to show you next. So once you have actually created a basic landing page layout that you like, you can use Brizy's editor to then, start editing the actual fonts. Now, as I promised, I'm not going to make the entire presentation today about AI. I actually want to show you how we created this landing page over here. And we used a slightly different approach because there's two ways of creating landing pages in Brizy. The first one is you use the AI builder to draft up, or have your clients even draft up a basic landing page, and then you refine it for them. The other way is that you actually go through Brizy's dashboard. So once somebody would click, edit this and publish this page with Brizy, they would end up in Brizy's editor. Now, very quickly, you see that there's no Brizy branding on here. We actually have we have a white label version of Brizy available on Brizy Cloud. So if you wanted to, call it Niels's website builder or TorontoLandingPages.com or whatever the case might be, you can basically put your own branding onto the dashboard, which is important if you submit drafts and proposals to your clients of landing pages and websites you create. Within the actual builder over here, you can then also go in and create a new project. You can create multiple projects per workspace. So the workspaces are basically where you put your individual clients. So say you have 15 different clients, you create one workspace for each of them. And then within the workspace, you can create multiple projects basically to allow them to see, if they have 5 different landing pages, you can just show them in a single workspace. Now, to get to the landing page design that we are actually using over here, Omar and his team, I never explained the builder to them. They look through the Brizy design library, and then what you can do is you can preview designs really quickly, right? You want to check out, okay, does this actually look like a template that I want to use? And if you remember our landing page that we used for signing up for this live stream, it looks very similar because guess what? We actually used they used this template to create the design. Now, once I hit this button, what happens is it creates all of the images, it creates all of the fonts, all of the CSS. If there's different pages in the, it's a multi-page website in this case, it's not just a simple landing page. It will create basically all of the assets and pages within the project. Let's quickly go back over here. Now, this is the actual editor. So there's, again, to remind you, there's 2 ways of getting here. Number 1, you start out with Brizy's AI builder, due to launch very soon. And then you create your landing page based on that. Or you go into the editor and you choose from over 200 different website templates that we have. And then you can basically just very quickly bring this design up. Now, I'm going to do some modifications because of course, I'm going to try to keep my promise and actually show you how we created the landing page that we have for this webinar. You see, this is actually our agenda block. So this is what we use for the agenda over here. There's some animations in the background. Then there's a couple of other blocks. I don't think I actually need this very much, but we have FAQ. We don't have an FAQ in this. Just delete that block. And then at the end, there's a call to action. I kind of like it. So this is my basic layout that I have. Now, one of the other things, and unfortunately, Nico, that is also on the agenda for today, wasn't able to make it. But say, if I wanted to create a 3-speaker slot layout for this design, I can very quickly just click on this, duplicate that design, go into the block editor over here. So Brizy is block-based, so you have different blocks. You see previews, and then just drag, drop it down, and then you basically have that design block here duplicated over there. And you can, of course, change some of the colors around, which I'm going to do a little bit later. Now, very briefly, I'll just quickly click on Update this design just to save my changes. And then a couple of the things I quickly want to show you before I actually hand it over to Omar to show us how we can make this design look really good with Glorify is I'm going to go in and show you the elements that we have over here. So Brizy is a drag and drop editor. So it's super simple for you to create, to add a video, for example. If you say, okay, on my landing page, I want to add a video. I always put my favorite line video in there. if you wanted to bring in, for example, a map element and you want to bring it under this image over here, it's super simple to do that. And, and you can equally easily just remove stuff that you don't need for your landing page design. It's super quick, editable. So all of the elements live over here. We have a couple of other things. A pretty powerful element is the embed element, for example. So if you have any third-party code, if you're creating, say, a hairdresser website and they want to have a Vagaro, booking system integrated into the website, you would just drag drop the embed element over here, and then you can paste any HTML or JavaScript directly onto the page, and it would pull, your Calendly or your Vagaro or your Open Table widget directly onto your landing page. So with that said, I'm quickly going to show you this for 1 second. There is a style editor over here, so you can see all of the style colors, theme colors, as well as the typography over here. So if you wanted to use a different font, so if you say, okay, my paragraph text, I don't want to use Space Grotesque, I want to use Note Serif or Montserrat, it will basically adjust throughout the entire template. Now, imagine now this is the rough design. You're like, okay, this is cool. I'm good with this. But now I really need some unique images to get started with that design. Well, you probably need a certain tool that can help you with that. And with that, I want to hand it over to Omar and actually have him show you guys how you can use Glorify to create beautiful images that you can use then in the landing page design we're showing you today.
Hey guys, wait, just before we get started though, just a quick shout out to the Brizy team. How cool was that AI builder? Seriously, that was just super impressive. It's certainly the first time they showed me that, it blew my mind. Can you imagine how much time you'll be saving by just entering a simple prompt, categories for the exact type of website you want, and boom, you've got a starting point to begin with. It's absolutely amazing, right? And this is how far technology has come.
Yeah, it's amazing. So like one of the small notes on that, we're going to release a more advanced version in a couple of months as well, where you can actually type in a text, and it's going to give you more options to create a custom landing page. But for now, we're trying to keep it super simple for you to be able to draft up a landing page within, literally 10 to 15 seconds or so.
That's amazing. No, can't wait, guys. So with that, just to kind of reflect on the amazing possibilities with these two tools combined. With Glorify, you can also similarly take advantage of AI. Let me jump into it. Can everyone see my screen? We good to go? Perfect. I think that's ready, right, Nils?
Yep. Good to go. I can put you full screen really quickly, so then they don't need to see our bubble heads, I guess.
Perfect. No, that works. So again, just as a nutshell, Glorify helps you create all of your assets within 6 seconds. Yes, we are focused on e-commerce, but there's plenty of templates and tools for you to get started on any type of niche. Could be coaching, ebooks, selling digital products, physical products, you name it. So from here, you just go ahead and from our website, to just give it a quick whirl, click give it a try, and that will take you through our AI wizard. From here, you can go ahead and pick a product because, like I said, we are primarily focused on e-commerce, but very soon we'll create onboardings for all kinds of niches as well. That being said, you can also add any type of image you want, and you can try and take it for a spin. The AI will remove the background. You can give it a title. Let's just say Nike, as this is black sneakers. And we'll give it a quick short description. Right, cool. And from here, we're going to pick a template or a style, sorry. And so from this point, when you're done, just go ahead and add the canvas and pick something that resonates with your product or category or whatever you're trying to put forwards. And from here, literally generate all of your marketing assets in a couple of seconds. And boom. So here's a first run through. And from here, you can actually shuffle the designs to try out different variations. So here's another version of that. Looks slightly wackier because of all the text, but you can see that, of course, customizing that could be fun. And there you go. So like lots of variations from the starting point, which is amazing. And not only that, but once you got your starting point, you can also try and test a few colors. For example, we'll go into our color palettes and we'll go ahead and pick some of these colors, for instance. If you want a bit more of a poppy vibe, you can try that out. Likewise, we'll go and try another color palette like retro, for instance. So we've got all of these color palettes available in our library. Our libraries.
This is so cool, by the way. I love that feature that you can you have ready set color libraries available. It's so cool.
No, yeah, of course. And this is something that, again, it works really hand in hand with the AI, which is, again, a lot of automation for you guys. And the cool part as well is that, let's say you're done with your assets and you're kind of happy with where you are, but you want to replace your product, simply select all your canvases. And from here, you can literally go over to the edit panel and replace your content, right? So just as a quick layout overview, Glorify's tools on the left side. So you've got your libraries, your shapes, your arrows, your pen and pencil tool, image upload, some of our AI tools like AI writers, AI image generators, AI background generators, a bunch of stuff like that. You can even learn Glorify from our tutorials tab on the canvas. So while you're designing, you can essentially learn and listen to me ramble on for like an hour or so. And also we have videos as well. So here's a video template. And from here, if I pick the timeline, it pulls up a timeline, and we can go ahead and preview that video, replace the video assets, and you've essentially got a cool video ad or post. Primarily, like, videos are used for, like, let's say, anywhere up to 30 seconds to 1 minute. It is primarily used for short form content, but perfect for your ads and stories, right? And yeah, and so just going back to replace, I'm going to go ahead and replace the content over here. Oh, there's a picture of Nils. We're going to use that later. And I'm going to go to product, for instance. I'm going to replace it with this product over here. So just like that, we've replaced it with a pair of headphones. And at scale, I can remove the background by just clicking this button over here. So boom, background's removed as well. So literally in a few seconds, you've customized a batch of templates. Also, we can customize the text. So we're doing a template for a different product altogether. Let's say purple headphones. Great. Customize the other sort of main headers and things like that. So all the text is changing at the same time across all of the different assets. And color as well. So you can change the color altogether at once. So you can see, again, the whole idea here is really to just be able to design at scale. I'm going to switch to dark mode just because I prefer working on a dark mode basis. It is evening here, so I don't want my eyes to get too strained. But I've also got, there's more collaborative features. You can add comments, collaborate with people. You've got tons of assets to play around with, from templates. For example, you can see we've got dozens of categories from mockups. And we're going to show a lot of these kind of nitty-gritty workflows in a moment, but essentially that's an overview of Glorify. But just to jump into the actual workflow, let's go over to this file over here. This is my dashboard where I have all my files. I'm going to open our Brizy Glorify project. This is what we ended up doing for the landing page, as you can see, as a quick preview. How do we get here? We are able to design the entire landing page in a couple of seconds by copying this landing page over here. To do that, I actually use this really nifty, which I'm going to skip the process today, but you can go to Chrome extensions and use a Go Full Page, which is a great full page screen capture, which once you've done, literally copy that image over and paste it into Glorify and you're good to go. And once you've got your landing page template ready, you can essentially start to plan your graphics around that template, which is super helpful, right? So I'm going to just copy this and move over to a new page. So imagine we've got this landing page copied over to our design. From here, the next step is really customizing the graphics, right? And there's different ways to do that. You can go over to let me just go to Unix, I think was it that page there, right?
Oh, yeah, I think it should be the, no, I need to send you a separate URL because that, there it is.
Yeah, you can send that over.
1 second.
Thanks, Nils.
Yeah, no worries, because we wanted to show you how to do this actually from scratch, which means the URL actually changed because I just redid the site. Omar, I'm going to send that to you on Slack really quickly in a DM.
Great.
There you go. Oops, 1 second.
Nice.
There you go. That should be the one.
Yeah, got it. So again, going back to process, guys, sorry for that wait, by the way. And yeah, from here, literally what you're doing is you right click the image placeholder graphics that are in your template, open a new tab, and then copy the image over, and then head over to Glorify and simply paste. So what this does is essentially give you a great reference point in terms of what's the size of this design. So we know immediately it's a 939 by 968 width and height. So from here, I can go ahead and use this canvas tool on the bottom left, draw the same canvas size, and input those values. So it was like 938 as an example. I might get this wrong, but you guys get the idea. 968, I think it was. And then from here, you can start designing the images, right? So you know exactly, you've got the size right. Now, I always say when you start with a template, there's a reason you start with a template. You like the aesthetic and you want to continue on that basis. So don't overthink it, or don't try to reinvent the wheel. Stick to the style of the template and use your brand colors and customize it and truly make it your own without having to just over design, let's say. So from here, I'm going to stick to this theme with these quirky shapes. We've got a bunch of shape tools over here. As you can see, you've got your standard square, circle, and polygon. And you can play around with this and try different things like create a donut shape and all kinds of stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and create something a bit more quirky with the pen tool. So just draw an interesting abstract shape, as you can see. And boom, we've got something quite fun to use. I'll pick some colors. I'm going to reduce the and increase the thickness. You can see there's a border around this image. I'm going to also add a drop shadow and reduce the blur so that we got that thick drop shadow. And again, with Glorify, what's really cool is that any of these values, to change them, simply click and drag, right? And that's what essentially changes those values and gives you exactly what you're looking for. I just want to change the opacity. There we go. Perfect. So color picker tool. And also, by the way, the color picker tool, you can save your brand colors if you need to. You can do that in your dashboard. There's tutorials for this, create your brand kit, etc. And finally, I'm just going to add an image inside this to put it all together. I think we've got a picture of Nils over here, which I'm going to use.
Oh, thanks for that.
And from the edit panel, we'll go over to the edit image option, and we'll also remove the background. This will take you to a background removal tool, which is also an AI integration, which gives you more control, does a lot of automation for you off the bat. And we'll go over to the edit option by clicking edit on the edit panel. Again, whenever you have questions and you don't know how to do something, just go to the edit panel. That's where your answers are. Everything's in this panel when you want to change and tweak things. I'm going to do one more image, Nils, and I'm going to pass it over to you. Last but not least, you might have seen on our designs that there were mock-ups, right? And this is what's powerful about Glorify is we have a whole entire library. Not only we have shapes, colors, backgrounds, images, and stock photos, and video libraries, buttons, and all kinds of stuff, but we also have mock-ups. And mock-ups are basically divided into all kinds of categories: digital screens, frames, bottles, billboards, bags, all kinds of stuff. And so you can really take advantage of this and really mock up your scene. In this case, we're showing off software for our use case in our landing page. I'll go ahead and drop a MacBook as this example. And from here, you can see we've got this beautiful MacBook. We can go ahead and change the screen contents. Again, clicking the mockup, heading over to the edit panel, clicking edit screen. This opens a new canvas. And I'm going to simply copy paste my window into this screen as this example. And we're going to right click, set as background, and boom, immediately mocked up, right?
That's
ready
incredible.
For you to go.
That saves so much time.
For sure. And I think this is one of our most kind of like rated features. People love it. UX designers, web designers, all kinds of people use it to their advantage. I'll do one little thing to just put the cherry on the top. We'll add a little gradient. And that's what we actually did in our final design. Switch to gradient with this toggle, switch to different types, and you can use these handles, change different colors, and boom. I think before I start over designing, I'm going to pass it over to Nils. But yeah, that is a design process. And of course, guys, we have a Q&A at the end. Follow this process over, using this process, generating designs, creating a canvas, taking advantage of our templates, our libraries, our mockups, and our AI tools, which are really cool. We've got AI image generators, AI background generators, which is really cool. Do we have time? What are we on right now? 5:30. I think we're kind of running out. So I'll save that for the Q&A. But we've got a bunch of stuff that you can take advantage of to really knock up your landing page fast. With that said, I am going to stop sharing. And thanks, guys.
Cool. Well, Omar, that was super helpful. And of course, in the interest of time and to not go through every single element that we created on the final landing page design, Omar kindly enough shared me, because of course you can also share your, give me 1 second, share your screen, your Glorify project with other users. And collaborate on different projects. So what I'm quickly going to do is to get the styling and the general touch and feel of our original landing page that I promised we'll design today onto our current template design here. Is I'm going to go into Glorify. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to style get my style colors right that Omar and the team picked. So these are all of the style colors that we have in Brizy, and I'm just going to map those out. So I'm clicking on here, basically copying those things into the custom CSS that I showed you over here. I already know, of course, where I need to input them. Very quickly grab this beige kind of tone. Update, oops, sorry, we don't need this, but we need this. And then jump over to Glorify to get my green. And then paste that over here. It looks very similar, but it is slightly different. And so with that, basically all of the colors throughout the entire design are changed to my theme colors over here, as you can see. And what I'll do next is I'm going to be a little bit lazy, and I'm just going to actually copy paste the content that I'm going to use for this design over here, paste it over here. Then I'm going to copy paste this section over here from the final designed side and actually paste it into here. And that's pretty much it. Now, the one other thing that I wanted to show you is actually go in and replace this image over here that Omar just created for us in Glorify. So very quickly upload the original image that we used, on our design over here. I think the size is a little bit bigger than we originally planned it for. So this is basically how you would go through the page and then basically make all of the adjustments, add your agenda over here, and then just paste it into the actual design that you want to use. You replace this image over here and go through the separate sections of the page to update the design. One of the most important things is, of course, mobile responsiveness. So you can very quickly also just verify, that the design looks good on a tablet, that looks good on a mobile phone, and so when you do your QAing of the actual site, you want to do that. So you want to design on desktop, then make sure that the design looks good on desktop and mobile. If you do it based on a template, on a Brizy template, you won't have to worry about that too much, because of course, all of the designs we pre-made for you, they are QA'd properly before we actually release them onto you and your clients. Now, like I said, I'm not going to go through the full page right now, because that is going to take a little bit too long and probably not be super interesting to you. But the idea is you start out with AI to generate a landing page, or you go into the dashboard and create a super quick, let me just quickly go into this, super quick draft layout yourself. And after that, once you're actually done with that, you can create a separate workspace, for example, for the client delivery. And I saw a question pop up in the live chat at some point, whether the dashboard is multilingual. Yes, it is. So if you want to change to Deutsch, for example, I am German originally, you can very quickly make the adjustment up here and actually change to any of these, I think, 14 different. We have Turkish. I think the person asked about Turkish. So we have the builder in the dashboard in multiple languages. Now, one of the cool things that I still want to show you is actually in the final project. So I'm just quickly going to go in over here and show you the final project. This is actually the live site that you saw where you signed up. If you want to add an animation, for example, to an element, you can just quickly click on effect. And then, for example, if you wanted to have that slide in from the bottom or from, I don't know, from the right, for example, you can just do that super quickly and animate the object. There's a couple more things over here, but I'm not going to bore you with too many details. Now, one of the things we find that our agency partners like a lot is that you can also just do versioning of the landing pages you're creating. So if you, for example, wanted to go in and say, okay, well, I am actually going to try to create a separate variation of this template. I just want to change the color scheme, for example. We have a duplication feature for the project. Now, keep in mind, I didn't show you the CMS yet, but I will in a second. When you click on duplicate, it will duplicate the entire project, meaning all of the styles, all of the pages, all of the pop-ups, everything that is included within your Brizy project will be duplicated, including if you have custom Glorify assets in there, it will, of course, also duplicate those. So it's a super quick and simple way for you to create a second version of the site. And if I say, okay, well, I quickly, I want to actually give my client a different thing to choose from. Let's make this one pink. Let's make this maybe an orange over here. Then you can see every element on the page that is designed in that color uses that global CSS. Same for fonts, right? If you decide, okay, I want to, use an auto serif font on headings. I don't know where this is actually used. Sorry, it's just going to an H1 or actually into paragraph text, right? If you want to change something around, you can see, and I'm butchering the design, but just to exemplify how this actually works, you can very quickly create a similarly looking version of the site. You can then, say, okay, in this case, I don't want to actually show the products. I just want to remove that section, right? You just X out of that. And by the way, this is our contact form element. So this is it's very easy to link to your HubSpot, to your MailChimp. You can set webhooks and a bunch more advanced stuff. If you are now not super happy with this text over here, we also have an AI feature directly linked to the text element of Brizy. So if you say, okay, well, create, let me just zoom into that a little bit so you see what I'm doing on my screen. Create a short description of a webinar about web design featuring two companies called Brizy and Glorify in 30 words or less. You just have the AI basically create a quick mock-up. Join us for a webinar on web design featuring Brizy and Glorify. Learn about the latest trends and tools for creating stunning websites, right? So you can use the text element directly in the builder as well. So not only can you generate a full landing page, but you can also just create simple individual text directly on the page for your Brizy sites. I think it's going to launch in Q1. We're also going to have an integration with DALL-E, which allows you then to just modify images quickly and generate graphics and such in the builder. The last thing that I wanted to show you is the actual CMS of Brizy. And before we head over to Q&A, give this another 2 minutes. Brizy doesn't only create landing pages, but it's a full CMS. So, you can create a whole bunch of different assets over here. What you're seeing over here on the left-hand side is basically the pages section. So all of the actual pages of your design, they live up here. You can create dynamic content with blog posts, etc. You can create pop-ups and alerts and a bunch of other assets. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this, but I just want to show you that if you are creating a more complex website, not a simple landing page, you can, of course, also do that with Brizy. Under the project settings, you can enable project cloning, which allows you basically to duplicate the entire project like I showed you before. You can set your SEO options. You can set sharing options. We have system pages, translations, and a bunch of other features. Code injection, which is important to many designers. You can insert your custom CSS or inject code into the header and footer, as well as create webhooks. Now, I think this pretty much brings us to the end of what we wanted to show you today. The last thing I'm going to say over here, once you are actually happy with the 2 designs you want to present to your client, you can use Brizy's membership functionality and actually invite your clients into the workspace. And say basically, hey, I created these 2 designs for you. Let me know which one you like the best. They can then go in, and figure out which design they prefer, maybe make some adjustments to it. We have a collaboration tool on there so they can make comments on the designs. But yeah, this would be how you then, you created your website with AI or you chose a Brizy template. You then go in, create your custom image assets with Glorify. You create maybe a few variations of the site, finalize the designs, duplicate and create a few variations of it, and then you submit it to your client, so you're ready to go and get your client's feedback on this.
That's incredible.
Now, Omar, what are we missing? Are we going to go to the sweet deals, or are we doing Q&A first? What shall we do next?
Yeah, we can talk about the offer and then also do Q&A side by side.
Sure.
I think that would work. Guys, you know, we're really excited to present that we decided to come together and do a combined offer. Of course, both Brizy and Glorify gives complementary value to your web design building process. And also beyond that, you know, Brizy's got a whole ecosystem for CMS and fully fledged websites that you can create. And on the other side, Glorify's also got a whole use case for creating your social media graphics, your advertising, you name it. And for that reason, we thought, of course, you guys can grab this opportunity where we have these offers that you can see. I'll run through Glorify's offer really quickly. We have all of our annual plans available with 50% off. Simply use code 50 to take advantage of that. And yeah, Nils.
Yeah, and for Brizy, we thought we actually did give you two different deals. We're giving you 100 coupon codes to grab a 90% lifetime discount on the personal plan. So if you just want to create a personal website, landing page, or something like that for yourself, you can just grab that code, gift 90, which gives you a lifetime discount. I think the standard retail rate is $13, so you're going to be paying $1.30. Am I doing the math right on this? $1.30 for a fully hosted website, no limitations in terms of traffic and all of that. And then across all our plans, so if you're an agency, if you want to grab the white label plan, we're giving you a 30% lifetime discount on any of the other plans. So once the first 100 personal plans have run out, you're still going to get 30% on those or any of the other plans. Both of these offers are valid until the end of the month, so you have plenty of time, you know, to sign up for a trial, you know, use a free version of the product and just do some stuff if you think, hey, this is good. Guys, Omar, do you also have a 30-day money back guarantee? I'm not sure about that.
Yes, we've got both the 30-day money back guarantee, and also recently, I mean, there's two things you can do with Glorify. Is you can take it for a test drive, as I showed you, directly from our website without having to sign in or sign up, which is fantastic. And then from then onwards, you know, if you want to commit, we've recently switched to a trial on sign up model. So you can test drive it for 7 days, I believe.
And then last but not least, by the way, we're also giving all of the attendees this actual design, the final design that we created. You know, so if you want to have that landing page design and want to host your own webinar, you can just use that template, modify it to your own liking, and we're going to send that over in a zip file to all of the attendees. These are Omar and my own email addresses. If you do have questions, want to reach out to us, connect on LinkedIn, this is the way to find us. But yeah, maybe with that, we'll come to the end of the presentation and fire up some questions on the screen. Let me just switch over to this and move some windows around. By the way, I appreciate everybody that managed to sit through this with us, and hopefully you guys got some use out of it. Shall we? Oh, somebody's asking for the links. If you just go to glorify.com/pricing or brizy.io/pricing, this is where you sign up for the plans. And then in the checkout flow, you just enter those two coupon codes. So that would be how you actually can make use of those deals. Bogdan, I don't know if you want to put some questions on the screen, maybe something that you haven't answered yet. Same for Nico. By the way, a big shout out to both Bogdan and Nico, who have been wrestling some questions. I see there was a lot of activity in the live chat. Amazing that you were so active. Thank you for that. But big shout out to Bogdan from Brizy and Nico from Glorify that have been handling a bunch of those questions already. So let me see. Let's see. There we go. A client felt technical service, existing lifetime customer for both. All the new stuff going to be included. So I'm not quite sure if you mean on the deal that we're offering, or I'm assuming if you are a lifetime customer of Brizy, I can say for certain that yes, we are including all of the features for all of our customers. We don't get you stuck in an old product. So yes.
I've got another question for Brizy. Niels, should I post that over?
Yeah, just click on the yep. Okay, GDPR, SEO optimization, and security. Can I address these points? Yes, so I can very briefly address them. They're, of course, very, very big topics. Brizy is GDPR compliant, so that's the good news. If you're using Brizy, the way we handle your data is fully GDPR compliant. The one big thing about SEO is that there is a lot of rumors out there, and many of them aren't true. If you look for white label, I like to give the example. If you look for white label website builder, you find Brizy hopefully in the first position, maybe in position 2 or 3. That depends on how our competitors are doing. Brizy.io is built on Brizy Cloud, and we've done a lot of work in optimizing the page, on page and off page, to actually create really, really good SEO scores. Our infrastructure, which matters a lot to Google, is hosted on AWS, meaning it is as fast as it gets. And we just make sure that as long as you design your websites with SEO best practices in mind, you can do a lot of stuff. We also allow you to do code injections, like I briefly showed you on the project level and on the page level. And we auto-generate sitemaps, which are important for SEO.
Great. There's another question for you, Niels. I'm going to pop that up.
Can I type in Dutch language, or is it all English-based? So that's a very good question. Currently, our templates, they're all in English. The editor itself is in Dutch, and of course, you can type in Dutch. There's nothing stopping you from that. We actually have an AI translation feature, which I didn't show you, but we have an AI translation feature that you can use. So if you pick an English template, for example, and then you say, well, I want to have that template, but I want to have it in Dutch, we allow you to translate the entire page with basically a couple of clicks. It takes about like 2 minutes or so, depending on how many pages you have in the template. You can auto-translate the page from English to Dutch. We're working on getting actually a template library where you can put your own templates in there. So if you use a template and you want to have the default language to be Dutch, you will be able to do that pretty soon. Is Brizy multilingual? Can I create content with the AI in a different language? So Brizy itself, I showed you the dashboard is multilingual, as well as the editor itself. So where the clients log in, you can make that any of the 14 languages we have, as well as the actual editor. So the buttons are going to be, say, in Spanish, for example. The AI builder, initially we're going to release it in English only. But I actually spoke to Bogdan about this yesterday, and Dimi, our CEO. So we are working on getting a multi-language AI builder up and running pretty soon. And if I say pretty soon, I mean within the next 2 months maximum, I think, because that is a feature that we've gotten from French customers. We have customers in Germany that I've demoed the feature to, and so we'll have that AI generation, like language generation in multiple languages. By the way, the text tool itself, so within the editor, the last part that I showed you, yes, you can already use different languages. I think there is 6 or 7 different languages. You can give prompts in a different language, and the output is then based on the prompt language.
Great. There's, I think, another one based on, I think you already answered that question around legal requirements on your site. So I'm going to maybe skip that. Maybe to do with GDPR, I think. This person that says French legal framework. Where is that? Yeah. Is it possible? Sorry. Yeah. Is Brizy multilingual? I think that's pretty much for Brizy questions. I don't see anything else. If there's more questions, perhaps we can come back to it. Niels, I've got a few Glorify questions, so I'll go run through those right now.
Cool.
We'll start with A/B testing. Okay, firstly, for Glorify, can I directly use your brand colors? Yes. So in the process that we showed you earlier, there's actually a tab to switch over to your specific brand colors. And to set that up, you can do that inside your dashboard. You create a project. To create projects, you will need to be on a paid plan, or in fact, in your free trial, you can choose different plans that have a certain number of projects. They're limited. projects essentially are, you can say like workspaces in Brizy, brand folders that you can invite clients to, guests to collaborate on specific files and separate them from your personal files where, you know, team members and guests can't see. And there you can set up your brand colors for usage of that specific project or client. There's another question here about A/B testing. There is a feature of A/B testing. I didn't have time to show that, but there's a cool, nifty present mode in Glorify. So when you go over to Glorify, you click the play icon, opens up presentation mode. And from there, there's a little icon. If you share that presentation with people, they can react to it with, you know, thumbs up, with a heart icon, with fire, with thumbs down, whatever they prefer, to kind of give an indication of how they feel about it. So it's not really like a thumbs up, thumbs down, typical A/B testing. It's a bit more of like sort of a general consensus of how people feel. We'll go into the next bit, which is it possible to personalize? Is it possible to personalize the colors palettes with our own in respect to the graphic charter? So I'm hoping that means, you know, as in, you know, you can upload graphics onto Glorify's canvas, and when you open the color swatch of whatever particular color you want to change, could be a text element, could be a shape, there's then a color picker, and you can pick any color on any graphic. Once you've picked your colors, you can also then save that as a color palette. Great. So let's go into we didn't get this question all the time, and this is important to address. Is Glorify free like Figma, or is Glorify like Figma as well? That's a common one. It used to be free, just as of, in fact, just today, in fact, we just launched a free trial model. And what this means is that there will be a credit card on trial, just because, you know, we want to commit to people that definitely want to use the tool in long term. But that being said, you can still use Glorify for free on a website like I showed you without signing in or logging in at all. So you can go directly and sign in and log in, which is really useful. Other than that, we also have, let me just go into the other bit here. Yeah, also in regards to how is it compared to Figma, it is an infinite canvas, but Figma is for UI UX design specifically. That's the use case. Whereas Glorify, the difference is it's easier to use, as in it's super user-friendly. And number two, it's meant for content creation and marketing assets versus UI UX. You can't do UI UX, not really fundamental for UI UX design, but it's great for creating all kinds of graphics for any channel. Yeah, I think that covers. Oh, I think
I found another question for you. I'm just gonna put that on the screen for you.
So we don't have a 3D plugin inside Glorify just yet. This is something we've looked into a few times because a lot of our e-commerce clients want it to be able to drop a 3D model and then capture cool imagery. We don't see it on the immediate roadmap. However, it is something that has been in the back of mind. And I want to address one question that came at the very end, and then I think Nils, there might be a few for you as well, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, let's do Eddie Werder's dashboard. So the dashboard is the same. Nothing's going to be different for now. I think that update that you see might be just a stuck message from our changelog. That is the last item we had on our changelog. So we haven't really been announcing many things since then. We've been really just in the process of building stuff. And once we do some new releases, the changelog will start to be updated regularly. Yep. So that is it. I saw lifetime up. I don't see it on the site.
Yeah, I also saw that question. I think so. One of the things, and thanks for that question. We should have clarified that a bit more clearly. You have to partake or watch this webinar to be able to get the lifetime deal. It's not advertised anywhere on the website, and actually anybody that signed up is also going to get an email with the actual codes. But yeah, you just pick any plan on the site, and then during the checkout flow, just use the coupon code that I showed you, and then you'd be able to get that lifetime discount.
Yeah, same for us. Exactly what Neil said. There's one other thing here, which is there a tutorial to how to collaborate with clients? We should make one, and we will make one. That's great feedback. I appreciate that. But just to answer that question, you can collaborate, of course, really easily with projects and commenting, comment and address clients. Clients can address feedback on the project directly, which is super useful. But yeah, I hope we make a tutorial video sometime soon. Cool. So look, guys, I think from my side, I don't see any more questions. Nils, what do you think? Do you want to wrap up or?
Yeah, I mean, get everybody 5 minutes back of their day. I'm glad we went through this in just under an hour. So thanks for doing this with us. Feel free to shoot both Omar and myself an email if you do have any more questions, anything that we for some reason missed, or if you're interested in setting up a demo, you can do that through our websites. Yeah, it was really great to have you and to do this together. I think there is a lot to be said about integrating a tool like Glorify into Brizy and just being able to use those together to fire up landing page and digital assets in really very little time. Yeah, look, I think if you found this useful, tell a friend. If you want us to do something else in the future, if you want us to do, maybe a more in-depth version of this and show you how to create a full website with custom assets through Glorify, we can also discuss doing that. This is the first trial run of doing partner webinars, basically. And we look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.
Awesome, guys. Take care.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.